Hello, hello. Look at that.
Whoa,
Techno
whoa,
Dad
whoa.
just
What
hopped
is up,
on.
everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is the NFT Playbook live stream. With me, as always, we have Brandon, or B the Investor, and we have Q, aka FOMO, and a special guest today, Mike DeMazzo. What is up, everybody?
What's
I'm
going
doing
on?
great. Yeah, it's all good.
Woo! Mike
Yeah,
is
yeah.
coming to us from Japan at 4 a.m. That is dedication
Now,
to the NFT world,
do
man.
you live in Japan, Mike? What's
I
happening? Why are you in Japan? Is this where we hide out when we make a lot of money in FT? I mean,
well, first, you don't really ever get sleep once you're really into NFTs. It's like
right.
GM, then GN, like good morning, good night.
There you go. That's your channel right there. Is that you, Mike?
It is, it is.
Awesome.
I can imagine that you also this is just an American thing, but I imagine that when there's a lot of trading volume going on during the US market, right? So if you're out of the country, you got to kind of pay attention while the US market is going on to a degree.
You, to a certain degree, like I have an extension on my Chrome to monitor gas fees. As you know, on Ethereum, you pay gas fees if you need to mint any NFTs and everything. So if I see it rise up, I'm all like, okay, New York's getting up. Okay, Chicago's up. Okay, West Coast is up. Something's minting. So that's how I'm able to see like what the time frame is.
A lot of people are always like I work graveyards. So like tonight I go to work at 11 p.m. right until 7 in the morning, and there's gonna the discords are active, man. There's people all around the world, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, minting starting at 10 p.m. UTC. I'm like, what is this time zone? I have no idea what that means. So it's
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Is that like
No.
universal?
Universal.
Yeah.
So it's universal time zone. That's probably the best way to figure out like what the metaverse time is.
Now,
Okay.
before we get into too deep with you, Mike, can you tell us what is it you do as it relates to NFTs? Because it sounds like you know what you're talking about. It sounds like maybe this is even a professional career. So, what is your relationship with NFT? How you got started, and what is it you do now with NFTs?
So how I got started with NFTs was actually way before in 2017. I was already investing in Ethereum. I It started with going to Startup San Diego, someone mentioning about Ethereum, and I was like, "What is this?" And realized like, "Oh, it's something like it's similar to Bitcoin." I just kind of looked into it, started dollar cost averaging. So whenever I would get paid $100, put it in Ethereum or whatever amount it was. From there, it was around 2018 timeframe. I saw something about crypto kitties, which were the first, not the first, but one of the earliest like NFT
Right.
types. And I was just like, why would I spend the money that I just like invested into
Right.
something digital?
I'm still asking myself that
Yeah.
now, too.
Yeah. So it was that project and Neon District, which is a blockchain game, an RPG, play to earn one that I saw that I was like, okay, I kind of get the concept now that it relates to a game. And then I just brushed it off, didn't really look into it. Come this year, early Q1, I saw a tweet, I want to say about NBA Top Shot. So that had me curious because I was like, oh, what's this NBA Top Shot? It's done by Dapper Labs, the same people that did CryptoKitties. So I was like, okay, that's already a familiar name for me. And NBA is it's a huge thing, It's an officially licensed product. So I was like, okay, I need to jump on this. What is everybody talking about with NBA Top Shot? From there, I just kind of went down the rabbit hole of, well, I've been putting money into ETH, so why not degen into NFTs and all the ETH that I've had?
Right.
And then just going into there, and that's the rabbit hole that led me to Board API Club, Punk's Comic, Sandbox, just all different NFTs and the communities within there.
Now, so currently, are you trading in NFTs or just collecting them? What? Or what is your day job? Or is this your day job? Because a lot of people out there thinking, wait a minute, is this a novelty or is this actually a profession?
It can be a profession. Like a lot of like the homies that's really deep in NFTs like quit their day job, and like you see like I see the tweets and I'm just like I get jealous, like I want to quit. My current
Wait,
day
wait,
job is
wait, wait. They quit their day job. What are they doing with NFTs that can pay the bills? Because
so they're just buying and selling JPEGs, man. That's
They're just flipping them, right?
yeah. Well, not just so that's the
okay,
initial like entry into it, and then you realize like there's a whole ecosystem to this. If you're active in a community, Discord in itself is looking for like community managers. So you're just someone there that's like generating conversation, looking out for back actors, making sure like the whole Discord is clean. Because within
okay,
that Discord is a it's a community that's self-sustaining and
Yeah.
people actually go there to like hang out and
Hmm.
everything.
It's kind of weird. I just started getting into Discords, when all this
Yeah.
happened. And it's like I was in I was in the cryptohoots one, I was in the Angels of Ether one, and the DJ, like the clubbing one, the Degenerates. And then all of a sudden, like it just blew up. Like all of a sudden I'm in like 50 different Discord servers. I'm like, okay, this is too much. This is too much to handle.
Oh man.
Um,
You're not at 100 yet?
Yeah, no, thank goodness. And like, I'm gonna say it, dude. Like, I got ripped off, because of somebody in a Discord server, and it was like for the Ninja Hideout or whatever. And there was this cool looking one, he's like, I got this one, and I found out, like, in the Discord server, you can change your name to whatever you want. So he just went and found a cool looking ninja, went to that account who owns it because it shows ownership, right? And he just copied that person's name. So he's posing as this other person in the
yes, I heard
Discord,
about that.
right? So yeah, Discord's not a
Mm-mm.
not a friendly place if you're like me and just like trusting everybody. Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, I'll
I'm
send
so
you one.
sorry about that, man.
Yeah,
I'm
shit
so
happens.
sorry.
It's one of those. It's a learning experience. All this is a learning experience. Like even this channel, like me, FOMO, Brandon, we're trying to learn this and
Yeah.
get used to all the lingo, everything happening, and that this is why we have pros like Mike on to to help us out.
It sounds like the current pro approach is just flipping, right? Or is there a longer term approach where, like you said, maybe you get paid to manage a Discord channel, maybe a couple $100, couple thousand. I don't know how that goes, but what are you seeing as an ecosystem in this NFT thing that I want to be involved in NFT, maybe make a couple of bucks, but a lot more than a couple of YouTube checks at the end of the month, right? Where are you going with what you're doing now with NFT?
Where I'm going right now with NFTs is making sure to onboard people that's brand new to this space, help them out with helping them out like, hey, don't trust anybody on Discord, just never give out your seed phrase to showing them new projects that I find interesting.
Okay, so this is
That
totally us. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
right? Because China just got on board with NFT this year. I literally got on board. He said, "Hey, this thing's crazy. Let's check it out." And as well as
Yep.
Brandon, like, do you have a
So
program or tutorial? Like, how do people seek Mike's help in onboarding into this world?
So it's just on YouTube. As all of us are familiar with YouTube, I just want to make sure like all my SEO is good, and like if it's on Twitter, like crypto Twitter, NFT Twitter, in itself is already aware of all that. Like
Mhm.
conversations are
Oh,
we
did
want to
we lose
help
Mike?
out
Oh, okay.
is the one that's the people that's like I'm brand new. I'm gonna just Google search like NFTs. What's a
Yeah.
Bored Ape Yacht Club?
Right.
Like all those like first ones that I like see and believe in, I'm all like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me cover that video so it's research for that individual.
Mhm.
None of it is like financial advice. It's
Right.
more like, hey, I took my time to talk to the developers, the team, look through their Medium posts and see what they're offering. And here is my take on it.
See, that's cool. I like that because that's what we are hoping to discover. People like you, Mike, who are like, the link between those who are really deep into it and then those who know nothing about it. Like this ape yacht club, right? It's like why, how,
Yeah.
and now it's blue chip. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. I just checked the price. I think the cheapest one that you can buy right now is about $152,000. Um, and when did you buy yours, Mike?
I bought mine at mint, meaning it was right from the website, like not off secondary, and it was around May, I want to say.
May of this year.
Yes.
May of this year. Okay. Wow. So minting was probably what, $300 to $600, somewhere around there? Or?
It was about $300, 0.08 ETH, about $300 at that time. I'm not even sure what point 0.8 ETH is, 0.08 ETH is now, because Ethereum's at an all-time
Ethereum's at
high.
right.
Let's go.
so
Yeah.
actually, I do like talking about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, only because you were there when it started and you're seeing its genesis and its growth, and now it's a blue chip NFT, or as blue chip as you can get in this industry. How did it go from literally being a nobody, right? I assume that their founders are not the Kardashians, right? Not anyone of note. And now they're like this. So can you take us through this NFT's development from nothing to blue chip? Like, how did that happen? What did they do that makes them blue chip?
So you could Bored Ape Yacht Club, or BAYC for short. It didn't sell out. Like, a lot of people think like the good blue chip, soon to be blue chip NFTs should sell out. They didn't. Their initial drop, not too many people minted, but it slowly started selling out, and it wasn't until Pranksy, who's like a huge NFT influencer, that started in 2017, flipped CryptoKitties, and is now a huge whale in the space. A whale is someone that just has a ton of ETH that's able to move
Right.
markets. That when they got in, they were able to like generate that FOMO for everybody else. Everybody started going like, why are you minting Bored Ape Yacht Clubs?
Right.
And everybody else kind of jumped in. I saw it from people I was following that I knew through NBA Top Shot. So from there, I saw them have their Bored Ape Yacht Club. Their Twitter launched a promo. Really, it was like honorary Bored Ape Yacht Club members. So it was separate from its collection for promotional use. Well, the main people that I saw were NBA Top Shot users. There was also crypto user, like big crypto whales, but they didn't interact with Bored Ape Yacht Club. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, I like the art. I like the vibe. It's not a crypto punk, which is like the holy grail when it comes to like NFTs.
Oh, we need to talk about that then. Okay.
Yeah. So when I saw it, I was like, I need to get one. And I was like, I remember that day. I was like, I really want to buy some more. I have to do stuff with my wife right now. I'll come back later. Bought one, and then I saw one on the market like 0.07 ETH, and I was like, well, it's lower than mint cost. So anytime there's something that's lower than mint cost, I'm sniping that up.
You're gonna grab it. Yeah.
That
So
sounds like a good thing.
I
Okay.
grabbed it on my initial like look for Bored Ape Yacht Club. I was just like, I love the art. If you go to their website, it really brings you in as far as what the storyline is, what the lore is, and it just creates that fun aspect to it that I was like, I'm sold. I'm buying one. There's no expectations of, oh, it's gonna be blue chip. It's
Right,
just
right.
a whole vibe. Like, look at that art.
Okay, can we stop there? So that art, is that part of the NFT vibe? Because when you buy the Yacht Club NFT, that's the art, right? I mean, that individual. Okay.
These guys right here. Yeah.
And it
Yeah, those
appeals
are-
to you. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, got it. So, can I just stop right here? Because this is where a lot of people are not including me, when people are buying these things, you have those that are just speculating and hoping to flip it. But then you have those like you are like, as long as it's affordable, like less than the price of the gas fees, I just want to collect it as part of my art collection. Like you just said, oh, look at that art, it looks great. Is that how a newbie should approach it? Because one, it's affordable, it's less than the gas, and if the art's good, worst case, you got good art. Best case, a lot of people like it, and it goes up. Is that an approach you're recommending?
Yes. So my biggest, like, if I could give some advice, like not financial advice, obviously, but in purchasing NFTs, is you want to look at it like, say it's in your home and you don't mind having it even if it goes to zero. It's going to be something that you're like, I I love this piece. Like I've bought like comic book art and everything like that because I'm all like, I like that piece. I don't care about the price. That's like my initial approach, like with
And then
Bored
we
Ape Yacht Club.
have, I have to say, we have the ugly ass CryptoPunks. How did how did
How did these
that?
8-bit there's
Like
so many
what?
people that advise you like, okay, at least you at least like the art. Like I missed out on a few projects because I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. These guys are cool in the Discord,
Right, right.
whatever. Okay, I missed the mint date, whatever. But they're all these like 8-bit looking figures, and then all of a sudden they went from a zero point zero 0.08 Ethereum mint 10 days later to a 2.4 Ethereum floor, and I'm like, oh, I just messed up, and it was because of the art. I'm like, I don't want to get stuck with this thing.
So
Yeah, that's
yeah, so what
totally
happened?
normal.
Like okay, so actually ape yacht kind of makes sense because it looks good, you like the art. How did CryptoPunks become the blue chip that you mentioned earlier, given that its art really is unappealing to most people?
So for CryptoPunks, they were one of the first NFTs on the Ethereum blockchain, and it's they dropped in summer of 2017,
Okay, okay.
and they were free for mint. They're like people was on Reddit showing like, hey, did you guys want to get some of this? It's free. Just asking people to mint.
Wow.
The interesting thing about them is Larva Labs, the team behind CryptoPunks,
Hmm.
Autoglyphs, and Meebits, is just two people.
Two very rich people now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously, with secondary sales and everything, and so for being that it's one of the historical NFTs, Holy Grail 2017, it I that's how I strongly believe it became that blue chip NFT. Even the community in itself, like people that hold CryptoPunks, they're one of the OGs in the space, and you see them build out other NFT projects coming
Right.
out from there.
Okay. Man, so
Wow.
Yeah.
because I know everyone's looking for the next CryptoPunks. So obviously they're the first, like CryptoKitties. But moving forward, first, are we too late to this game? Because we were talking with Techno Dad and we had cryptohoots on, right, Chris? He's like, man, when I started, I thought it was just too late. I was about to give up. And of course, now they look back and they're, oh, actually, we're still early. But for those of us who are not the actual NFT developers, we're just getting into the game. I mean, is this Bitcoin when it was $15, 15,000, or are they at
Yeah,
mature state?
in my opinion, it is. You guys are still early. If you
Okay.
think about like so, OpenSea, the secondary market platform for NFTs, only has about 600,000 users or
Hmm.
wallets and everything.
Right.
Coinbase NFT, they didn't. Coinbase has an NFT platform that they're launching. They did
They're
a
launching, right? They're about to
Yes,
launch it. Okay.
they're about to launch, and they were, just collecting emails right now, and within 2 days, they had over 1 million signups.
Which
Wow.
will you be on? OpenSea or Coinbase? Because at the end,
Or
there's
both.
only, well, now both, but like Coinbase is masterful, right? It's a publicly traded company. uh, there's a certain level of safety involved, which allows you to sue them if they take your money. OpenSea,
Yeah, I would I'll be in both because
okay,
you can't just limit yourself to one specific place.
right.
So not just there's other NFT platforms that you could check out other than OpenSea, like Foundation, Super Rare, Rarible. and they all, have their specific purpose and
Right.
Are
sets
those
of
all
NFTs.
are those all Ethereum based? Are those all Ethereum blockchain?
Yeah, that's another good one.
Stores?
Stick it with Ethereum only, but gas fees or the
Or do
Yes.
you go to like Solana and try
Yeah, tell us
pick up
about
some of
that.
those?
So I haven't went over to Solana yet. It's one that I've been looking at. The reason being is, like you said, the gas fees are insane with Ethereum, and there are some Solana art that I like, and people in the community that went over and have projects that I'm like, okay, well, I want to jump in over there to support you. You know,
But can you be a blue chip? So let's talk NFT
So-
developers. Can you be a blue chip outside of Ethereum or just have fun getting to know NFT, but you'll never get
no, I
there?
I believe they will be just because
Okay.
it's in my opinion, the future is like cross chain, multi chain. Like it's not just going to be like, oh, Bitcoin's the best or Ethereum. It'll be Ethereum, Solana, Flow, just different ones because each person will want to interact with what they're familiar with.
Okay.
Going back to NBA Top Shot, they're on the Flow blockchain, and NBA is already huge in itself. Flow is actually going to be releasing an NFL like moments and NFL NFTs.
Oh, really?
So you
So
guys
those
just
are-
imagine the amount of people they'll be onboarding. FTX, I'm sure if you guys have watched like any
football
MLB,
game. Yeah,
yeah,
anything.
any MLB, the
And these will all be
umpires.
Ethereum blockchain, though, right? These will all be on
No.
OpenSea.
Well,
or...
FTX is an exchange, right?
okay.
It's an
It's an
exchange.
So like kind of like Coinbase, yeah.
Oh, for anything. So it could be on any blockchain, not limited to, because OpenSea is limited to Ethereum, is my understanding, right?
So yes, it has a Polygon network available on it, which is a layer 2. Like it's less gas fees and everything, but it's not out and as intuitive as its main one.
Okay.
Like I actually have a question, Brandon. Have you checked out NBA Top Shot? Because I see the hat, man.
Yeah, actually, I got the hat and I got I'm
The-
representing the East and the Western Conference.
I know. I was a bit confused. I just saw the hoodie. I was all like, "Where were you going?"
Curry fan.
It's Brandon's
I'm
in
a-
the middle of the country, so they just meet in the middle at Brandon.
No.
Right.
I'm a KD and a Curry fan. So when KD went to the Nets, I've always, I lived in the East Coast and the West Coast. So no, I was checking it out while you guys are talking. It's pretty cool. But no, I haven't really looked into it too hard. But I do think that these NFTs will be like wild on every different network because like Solana's blowing up as we speak. It's up almost 40% over the last 30 days. So I mean, people are excited about Solana because of the NFTs and because I think it's just like you said, the gas fees are last proof of, I guess it's proof of history, I guess in a way, and versus the proof of stake, proof of work that they have over there. So it's pretty cool. And then what about Cardano? Are they going to have something as well? Are they working on any kind of NFTs at this point?
There are some Cardano NFTs, and I put a video up on this channel on how to use a certain wallet for Cardano. I actually bought one just to see how it works.
Yeah.
Let me throw away this $70 real quick.
Oh,
You know,
shoot.
I- you know.
FOMO and I owe you 23 each then.
Um,
Research.
yeah, just research. So it's just it's hard to so like with all the Ethereum stuff, there's this website called Rarity Tools, and if you go there and click upcoming, you see all the upcoming projects. You got information, a little bit of sneak peek of the art, and then all their links like Twitter, Discord, and all this. But to find stuff on something like Cardano, it's a lot harder because there's just such fewer stuff. It's less organized.
Right.
Solana does have I think it's like How Rare is the website, and that has all the Solana upcoming projects that are going to mint and stuff. So as long as you can find out which projects are happening, then it's a lot easier.
Okay,
but-
so this gets me to the chicken or the egg problem as a potential collector of art. you look at the art and disregard the blockchain it's on, or do you start with the blockchain? Like, okay, I'm gonna only shop Cardano or shop Solana or Ethereum because maybe quote unquote one's safer or whatever. I don't know what that is. Where do you recommend a newbie start? Blockchain side, or maybe the supermarket, the market side? Like, I'm only going to be on OpenSea because there's a certain level of protection with OpenSea or Coinbase. Or do you start with the actual art and then you figure it out because you want that art and you'll find the right wallet to get that art? Where do they start?
I always start with the art just because I know at the end of it all, like I'll be the one keeping it, and if I can't sell it, I'm gonna be the one having it. So I always want to be able to vibe with like the artist, and I've done my like research to see like, okay, this person's actually like a legit artist. They've been featured, or this person's an up and coming artist where I notice like bigger artists are following this person. So I always start with the art, then the blockchain, and then, well, I forgot what the last one was, but yeah, just I start with the
Or the
art.
market, the market,
Oh, this where
the
the
marketplace.
marketplace?
Yeah, because a lot of people they find, like, let's say they Google NFT and they find the marketplace first. Are some marketplaces rife with fraud more than others? Because when we had cryptohoots on, they're saying, yeah, we're at like 1.3 Ethereum. So I went on OpenSea. I go, no, it says here 0.07, and he's like, oh no, that's a fake. I'm like, what? Right? So
Yeah, yeah.
uh, it's
So I could show you guys like if you want to pull up OpenSea really quick, and then
yeah,
let's go
yeah.
to like one of those NFTs.
Well, actually, can you navigate OpenSea,
The
Chana? Because I'm terrible at navigating that. So I'll
yeah,
have
sure.
you add that. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
be like wandering into more fraudster
All
copycats,
right.
man.
Here we are. This is my account. This is all the stuff I have.
Perfect.
Chana, can you check out Doodles? Doodles.
And now the IRS will come after you and take all your assets,
All right.
Chana.
So
So
let's
which one? So we did this one with the blue check mark, right?
yeah,
Not
let's
not
do
this
the blue
guy,
check.
or this one with the period after it,
Yeah.
right?
So even before the blue check, like this is a good way to look at a verified contract to make sure you're going to mint the right one. So let's select one of the NFTs, whichever is first available.
So this is one you're looking at. It's a new one. I'm assuming you're kind of curious about it. Is
Yeah,
that why you
so
bring it up? Okay.
I brought it up because I just recently did a video about them. If you want to check it out, it's on my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we got
Yeah.
linked to his channel down in the description there. And okay, so floor price is 1 Ethereum, which is around $4,500 right now.
Yeah.
Where are we going? We're going to
Okay,
details.
so let's go to details.
Okay.
All right, so right there at the contract, before you click anywhere, if at the token standard, if it's a 721, that's the official copy. But you still want to verify that it's the right address. So the other ones that would be a fake, just a copy somebody minted, it would be 1155.
Really?
So without getting too like in depth with it and confusing the audience, that is the number one thing. If you're like, well, everything's sold out, I want to check OpenSea, and you look at two different ones, and this has this ERC 721. That's most likely that's the right one because
Okay.
it's harder for people to copy that. If you go to contract address, click that.
All right. What are we look? This is Etherscan. All right. What are we looking at? So
Yeah.
this is the
Oh, we
contract
don't see that
address.
one, though. You
Yeah,
gotta
we don't-
flip it.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
All right. I got to switch. They did a
Or
So
just
with-
open as window.
yeah.
With Ethereum, with
It's-
crypto, everything's it's a public blockchain,
right.
So
So
you,
it's like a
right.
digital ledger, and everybody gets to read it, right?
Yep.
Is that the idea? Okay.
okay. So let's click Doodles on the token tracker.
Token tracker. This thing here.
I'm sorry, the one on the right, bottom right, where it says on your right side more info.
Oh, here.
Down.
Oh, this thing.
Yep. So obviously, when we went to that link, it took us to Etherscan. It took us there. That already shows me this is the actual NFT. So that's
Okay.
That's not a copy
Oh, and
one.
it'll tell you the max total supply because usually the copy ones don't have like the 10,000 or the 5,000.
No.
It'll be like
Or
a few hundred or whatever they're trying to like
But
rip you
they
off.
could create 10,000 if they find, it's always staying ahead of
Yeah.
the fraudsters, right? Is it because for this to grow, I assume OpenSea or Coinbase has to find a way to allow us to verify quickly if it's real or not, and that's how you're doing it right now.
yes. So that just shows you like everything with which one are we looking at? Doodles NFT, like all the transactions going on. Someone just bought one from someone
4 minutes ago.
4 minutes ago. And if you scroll up really quick, because I can't see the tabs, holders right there next to transfers, it shows you everyone that has.
Oh, wow.
This
This
NFT.
wallet is holding 429 of these NFTs.
So that's most likely their community wallet that they're holding that.
Okay.
And then Pranksy. So yeah, it just shows you how many people and everything has that NFT.
So can we talk about the actual doodle itself, why you're interested in it? One, I assume you like the art. And then from there, though, let's say you like the art. Is that really the only thing you look at? Or is there anything else for you
So
to kind of think blue chip or no?
So with Doodles, the team came. They worked with Dapper Labs. They were part of the CryptoKitties team, and so it shows you that like okay, it's not just some random anonymous group of people. They've actually worked in the NFT space, branched off.
Now, why
and
is
then
that important? That's because a lot of people are random. We spoke to cryptohoots. They're like, "Oh, we never met each other. We still don't even know half of each other's names." Right? I'm like, "What?" So it's
Well,
like no one wants to be doxxed.
yeah, that's not necessarily that important, but it just adds that layer of like, okay, they've gone and done this before. So
Right.
they have a long-term vision for their NFT.
Okay. And what long-term vision is that? Because we have no experience in that vision. Because I know that the last time we looked at this, Chana mentioned, well, there's this called Crypto Dads, and their long-term vision is men's mental health, right? Whatever you buy, they'll take that money, help men's mental health. So they're going to have the crypto moms, blah, blah, blah. What is that long-term vision you're looking at?
For me, it's not necessarily the team's long-term vision, but the early community members. Because those are going to be your voices to like let everybody else know like, hey, this is a fun like community vibe.
Interesting.
And that's what they want to build because of what they have.
So you're
like,
buying into a community. See, this
Well,
is
but you got, I mean, with any of these projects or any of these coins, a lot of it has to come down with the networking ability of like all of the, like, you can't beat networking. So if you have, 1 person to 2 person to 4 to 10, it just keeps expanding. That's going to make all of these things rise. Like, I think that's the kind of the same thing with a lot of the different crypto, like Ethereum is just popular. It's just got a massive network in itself. Right. So I think that's one of the reasons, right?
Yeah. So Bored Ape Yacht Club, BAYC, in the beginning, it still is. I noticed that like everyone else was like, this is what I want to do with my BAYC. It wasn't like let's get people on. It was more like because I have full commercial rights of my NFT, I could do derivatives or I could sell wine. Like there's people that have their wines that they're selling. They have the labels as their Bored Ape Yacht Club to like coffee. It was just insane. I mean, it still is insane. To build that out.
Okay, so this brings up an interesting point: is the community building it out? One of the things that was mentioned to us earlier is so after we had cryptohoots on, or we talked about, got to know it, then the price kind of jumped, like it almost doubled or whatever. And we told them about it. He goes, oh yeah, I mean, we were actually interviewing them, but there are some channels that are very large, and they're literally pumping and dumping. They pump it up.
Yeah,
they buy
YouTube
it.
channel. They buy it, they mention it like a few days later, the price goes up, and then they double their money and they get out.
Right.
Crazy.
I mean,
I'm like, and we were just like, oh my god, duh. Like we were so stupid. Like we couldn't even think that like, okay, people are actually doing this.
It's like pumping and dumping a Monet, right? So
yeah.
Are you seeing that, Mike? Because you've been here a long time. We just walked into our first interview with cryptohoots, and we left thinking, Oh my God, we just gave him an extra, at least another Ethereum floor jump after our interview. What's
Yeah,
happening?
it was pretty crazy. And like just to see that correlation, it's just like, oh well, someone can easily manipulate the NFT market, just like I guess those big guys, or anytime there's any crypto in the news, like it either goes up or down, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So with that, I would just, like the pump and dumps like will happen, but what matters is like the main community is still there and the team is building. Like they're thinking of things to add on to NFT holders.
Mm.
Because having that NFT, it's Web3, Web2 is more like creator economy. With Web3, it's more com- um, community economy, if you think
It's
Interesting.
about it.
more community based, right?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I know. Just over the weekend, Bored Ape Yacht Club had their first Ape Fest. So everyone that owned the NFT was admitted to this party, which was on a yacht. It started off in a building. I saw a
The
bunch of people's
whales.
like their feeds. But I mean at the same time, like, people were just like, Mike, they got the thing at
No,
Mint,
no, is that the
or they
community you're
got a
talking?
couple.
You guys are talking about? Is that the community where? Well, not saying we all got to get on a yacht, but the developers want to create this unique sense of
Like
exclusivity for
connection or
owners, right?
togetherness or
Connection,
something
right?
like that.
Right,
Yeah.
because I know cryptohoots are going to have their own convention in New York City for their owners. Is this what owners of NFT are looking forward to when they buy it? They're looking that what you're saying, that extension of this community
Or that
by the owner.
utility, right?
Yeah, that added utility is something to look forward to. But like I said, it's really on to the people that have that and just generate that like interest of like, hey, I want to get with other holders in this community, see what we could do. Like, let's build out a storyline to some animation studio, like
Hmm.
that I always try to pay attention to that, seeing like projects that sure it shoots up, but if it goes down and I notice like it hasn't really dropped and I look at the developers and they're still building, I'm like, okay, they're in it for the long run. I will pick those items up if it's below mint price and it's a good entry because I'm doubling down on the developers at that time.
Right.
Hmm.
A prime example is World of Women NFTs.
What, World of Women?
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So when they dropped, it was I want to say zero point zero 0.08 ETH, and there was other like woman, female-led NFTs at the time, and I noticed like they were still hovering around 0.08
Ooh,
ETH.
I do like the art in the far right. That is very appealing.
This one right here, this
Yeah, I
coin.
like
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I'll bring up some more. Let's see.
Yeah, so I actually bought that for like my mom and my goddaughter. Because my mom watches my YouTube videos. She's like, I don't get it. What are NFTs? I was like, don't worry about it. Let me go look for something. And I was like, the price was good, and I was able to snipe up some rare ones.
Hmm.
So that
That's
that that's what I mean with like, hey, there's a community that you see is still building. Why not pick up that lower price items?
Yeah. It looks like it's
Hmm.
on a downward trend right now,
And
right?
what is the price now? What's the floor? I can't see it too
Floor
well.
price is 1.68 Ethereum.
Not to say
Uh,
that's cheap, by the way. 1.6 is about what, 5,000, 6,000 now?
a little bit more than that,
Okay.
7,500. So
7,500.
so the barrier
Cheap, right?
barrier of entry
Yeah.
is, I mean in NFT terms this is definitely cheap, but like regular person terms I'm like, man, I booked 4 weddings over the weekend, so that was $6,000. I unfortunately I can't dump all
Right,
of it into this,
right.
you know
You
Yeah.
got bills to pay.
yeah, yeah.
Now, okay, so this
And
is
I also did just spend $4,000 on a new DJ mixer, so I mean it's also me.
right.
Yeah.
So,
there's
okay,
there's other things I want to buy.
this is
Um,
exciting to me only because I'm getting this extra dimension that I'm slowly understanding. When we had cryptohoots on, they were talking about developing the community and so forth, but I did not realize that this community ends up adding to the overall value in the sense that the owners feel a certain level of vanity, snobbishness, exclusivity, something special. Is that what you're saying, Mike? Is when you buy an NFT, it's more than just holding art on your wall. You're part of something larger. Is okay.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
So if that's the case, well, first, I don't know if this is the case or not. Are you part of any NFT development groups? Are you starting anything right now yourself?
No, I'm not. Like, I was thinking about it, but I would rather like go into building out and helping people first.
Hmm.
And then I'm not in a rush to, mint my own smart contract and
Right.
all that. It's more, hey, like my cousin that doesn't know anything, here's how your company can implement NFTs.
So then this is even better because if you are on the, I would say the consumer side, the buyer side, then a NFT startup who is just trying to find out what they should prioritize, would it be effort into the community building or what you said, what is your long-term vision for that
For
community?
someone
Is that,
dropping,
yeah, for someone who's just, it's a seed in their mind. They want to start an NFT, and it's obvious you can mint anything, but beyond just minting, what is the core value of any new NFTs dropping in 2022? Let's say you want to mint in 2022. What is the value proposition you're looking for in 2022? Because back in 2017, whatever. But
yeah, yeah.
now you're a sophisticated advisor. What would you look for?
First and foremost is definitely like the long term roadmap, like, hey, how long are we going to be building for? What's, not every NFT will like make it in this,
Right.
like a lot of developers will leave, because if they keep building, it's not going up, or the community in itself is like, oh, like, I'm out. I want to do something else and take my profits. The biggest thing is really just knowing what you want for like just go crazy of like, what, even if this fails, like let's put 100% into it.
Hmm.
Is that message in the website or in the community? Like, let's say you have that message, right? How do you communicate that message to the prospective consumer?
So I want to say it starts with Discord, because on your initial like website where people can mint, it'll take them to Discord, and you want to obviously put that out in the website, but to get more understanding of like the community is it's in the Discord.
So Discord is right now the de facto platform for communicating an NFT, or is there something else out? Because that's
Oh,
all
and
Technodat talks
Twitter.
about is Discord,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Discord is and
Twitter,
yeah.
Discord, Telegram, but for the most part, it's just really being in the Discords and seeing like, okay, who are the big names or whales in this, and then going from there.
Now,
And is it always good to have a whale
I was gonna say,
in
when he
yeah.
just swallow up,
Yeah, no, I mean whales are the ones that move markets. Like BAYC with Pranksy, as I mentioned, like buying up, the mints, it created that FOMO, so it made everybody come in. And then the
right?
other part was another part of BAYC's storyline is Dingaling. He's another whale. He bought out the floor price, which just like raised up everything. And like at the Discord, it was like really fun, and it was like a like it felt like a live event of like war on the floor, and like people just posting memes, and it was just I don't know, like the really good NFT communities will have like such a lively community that when like celebrities jump in, they'll go to the Discord. Like I've had who was there? Lamelo was in the Discord.
Wow.
That's pretty
When
cool.
I was there, I was like, "Oh man, like there's no way." I was like, everybody's like, "Change your profile," and it's just like, no, like I can confirm, like that's him.
So you almost have to have today. You have to have a dedicated community manager that you trust, that reflects your vision, your dream, whatever, on your team. Because the days of the two-man crypto punks, if they were to start today, same concept, but they would definitely lack a community manager. Do you think it would take off?
I'm not even sure. I mean, it would have its challenge for sure, because 2017 was just a whole different it was a different era, just like 2022 will be, with more projects going to whitelist
Right.
process to eliminate gas fees.
Wait,
So it's really hard to tell. In my own point of view, like community managers are important, and even down to people that share information about the project, even if they're not ones that hold that project.
so speaking of projects, high profile, I want to, if you're familiar with the high profile ape one that disappeared and the movie was never made. I forgot what it's called. Uh, was it Punk Apes or Ape? The one where they made all this money when they launched, and then they just never created the video game, right? They just took the money and disappeared.
Yeah, so it was a rug pull. I'm not sure
Yes.
which one that was.
The
You know
Squid
what?
Game one was.
There's a Squid Game rug pull.
Oh, really?
Oh,
You know
hell
what?
yeah. That dude, people just got toasted on that one. That went from didn't it start off at a penny and it went up to $2,500 and then back down
Evolved
to
apes. Here we go.
yeah.
Evolved.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. So
There's
let me
been some
put this.
crazy
Let me
stuff.
share this with you guys real
And
quick.
that is a term that I see in the discords a lot.
I just
rug
discovered.
pull.
Yeah,
Rug pull. Yeah.
here it is. This is the big one, right? Because they spent millions on Evolved Ape, blah blah blah, and this is it. Now, did they really get scammed? They got the art. The art didn't disappear. They just never made the video game, I think, right? This was to fund a video game. And apparently they made more money than they would on the actual game itself. So the developer's like, wait a minute. We made our money. What I need to make
Let's
the
get
game
out of this
for?"
thing. So
Yeah.
So can you speak on that if you're familiar with what happened
So
there?
with rug pulls, I would definitely be careful with that. And it sucks, nobody wants to get rug pulled, but God, I've been part of rug pulls before, so it sucks. But people would have to be careful out there and seeing like, why am I buying this? Am I buying it because of FOMO, or is it because I actually like the art? Like that's the biggest thing is like it'll always be FOMO. So you want to like take a step back and really assess
Now,
why
so you
why
say you were
you're
part of rug
spending that.
pulls. You were part of the rug pull.
Not
Or-
part. I
Victim.
was
You were a victim.
I was a victim.
Okay.
of a rug pull.
How was that community?
Paid my dues. No.
Was the community the type of community where, wait a minute, because you're all victims in that community? Did it help? Was there a red flag while you were in that community to go, wait a minute, something's not right? 'Cause
So one that I'm familiar with, I don't have that NFT. It was a rug pull, and then the community, it turned over, like the developers turned over the contracts to the community, and they kind of just stepped away into the darkness, So obviously the bad actors are still there. So please be careful. Is Fame Lady Squad?
Lady Squad.
Fame Lady Squad.
Okay, so that's a rug pull that you.
No, well, it's a solid community now. Like, let
Okay.
me put that out there. But it turned out it was Russian like developers that was like never promising anything, but like what was her name? Board Becky just was a community evangelist, and just is holding
What
it
were
down.
they promising again? Because a rug pull means that they didn't do something that was promised.
So
What was-
a rug pull is really just someone like a team in development that's just like, hey, I promised to do this thing, but once like they all sell out, it's like, okay, well, we're out, like.
So that roadmap you talked about, you have this
Yeah.
vision, and then you made 100 million each. So it could go extreme. You're like, wait a minute, why do I have to work anymore? I'm retired. I don't need that vision anymore. That's a rug pull, right? The vision just kind of ends. Once,
Yeah, so no, it's the developers just like, okay, peacing out after they made their
Made their
profits. Yeah.
Right.
and then they turn it
I
over
think-
to the community.
Yeah, and I think the crypto owls, right? I think he had talked about that too, about just you have to believe in like Mike's saying, we have to believe in the project, and I mean you can only take people at their word, but if they're gonna put 100 million, 50 million, $10 million in front of people, your priorities change, man. So,
Right.
I mean, you
'Cause-
better like the art for the art, and that's why all this it has some risk. I mean, everyone would agree.
Oh, it
there's
has a ton of risk.
involved,
Yeah.
So you gotta, I think you just gotta be willing to if you get the art, you get the art. It still may be rare, even if the people bail on the project.
Yeah.
You know, like you just said this.
CryptoPunks, right?
Well, and the one lady, you just what was it called? You said the
Fame Lady
Yeah,
Squad.
I mean, so
Right.
is it making a comeback? Their stuff. I mean, to a degree or no?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, if it was just straight dropping, everybody had left, that would be like less than 0.001 ETH.
Right.
You know, like there would be no involvement there. But they're, you know,
So
they're
we're
coming
down
back.
around
They're still building.
$350, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I want to look at CryptoPunks again only because they are a blue chipper being old. If the developers walked away today because they're wealthy, would it affect the value of CryptoPunks, you think?
Probably
No,
not. Right?
I don't think so because they're already
They have the community.
established. The
Okay.
community's already there. They're building out.
But there's no vision, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
Well, there
it's
wasn't. There still isn't one with CryptoPunks. So
interesting.
the NFTs we're like focusing on right now in the show is PFP NFTs, like profile picture proof.
Yeah.
I forgot what PFP right now just suddenly stood for. Sorry, it's like super early in Japan. I like zoned out, but it's PFP pictures, and there's different types of NFTs. There's gaming, there's metaverse lands. So you have to like really look into what you're purchasing and why you're purchasing that.
Yeah, let's talk about lands.
What land?
Ooh, my
Land?
favorite.
Yeah.
What is it? What you say?
Metaverse lands, like
So Facebook announced they're now called Meta, trying to get everyone to think Meta means Facebook. Is this buying property in Facebook's metaverse, or
well, I'm not sure exactly what Facebook Meta is offering. Maybe
Right.
they'll change Instagram to Verse, so now they have Metaverse. We'll see. You know,
Mike's got jokes.
I don't really know what Mark Zuckerberg's up to. If you've ever seen Ready Player One,
Yes,
it's
that's
very like okay, they're IOI. You know, like he's trying to control everything.
Yeah, he's not a very. You know, he's kind of like. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah. No worries.
Not a real hip guy. I mean, they got a good company, but you know,
he's trying
sometimes
to
it's-
recreate Facebook again?
sometimes his like moves seem very like, you know, old man dad kind of moves now.
There's no innovation.
Yeah.
Like you're pulling in that much money. Instead of innovating within, it's like, oh no, let me go buy this one out.
No, he is exactly like IOI from that movie. Like you're exactly
know-
right. Like eventually he's going to be that guy in the movie trying to buy people's silence. I mean, he already is.
He already is, because you saw the recent statistics. Most Facebook users are over 50, not over 40. They're like 45 and above, right? When these people were in their 20s and they just started Facebook, they never left. They're still there. And my kids don't even use Facebook. They're like,
Nobody's
"Dad."
kids do.
Right, no one does, right? And they see that. I think they're
That's what they
hoping
want.
metaverse.
They
Yeah.
want people. They got
Back.
they're missing out on a huge group of people, right? Anyways.
who in 10 years will all make money. So
Yeah. So if you
The
think
long
about
game.
like I mean, I don't have any kids, but like kids now, like they're familiar with like Roadblocks, Fortnite, and purchasing skins or whatever things that they purchase on those gaming platforms. Those assets aren't their assets. It's that centralized game development and everything. Like it's
Right.
Fortnite's, it's Epic's, or it's Roblox. With blockchain, those assets are yours. So if there was a first person shooter game on the blockchain and I wanted to sell whatever skin I had, it's actually mine. You know, and people actually earn a living through playing blockchain games, play to earn video games.
They're actually playing the video game and earning money in the game, like actual money, not just
Yes.
whatever
Yes.
credits or coins that are in the game.
Yeah, so they're earning whatever native token is in that game. So an example is Axie Infinity. In the Philippines right now, because of COVID, a lot of people got hit with that, and it was hard to make a living. But Axie provided this opportunity for people to play a video game and generate income that's, if not as much as their regular paycheck, it might be a little bit more. Like how huge of a disruption is that, not just to video games, but just the whole economy. And the cool thing with Axie Infinity is, it started on Ethereum. It's on its own sidechain, and Ethereum. It's all Ethereum based. So that's why I personally, I like Ethereum. I'm always down to check out the other ones, but I just know the network effects it already has. So even if I was a person that's like, oh, Ethereum's too expensive, well, there's other options. Polygon, Matic is one. It's a layer 2 solution. It's cheaper. It's under like a $1.90 something cents. So I'm still gaining exposure that way.
Wow.
Man, so
Yeah, sorry, it's like a lot. Like we
no,
went
so
from PFPs to metaverse lands.
And
can
like,
I?
so I follow this guy Dante Walker, and he said this is a tweet from yesterday. Buying land in the metaverse is the big brains play right now, in my opinion. My homie being focused on this flipped a land he got for $2,000 for 23 Ethereum today. So $100,000 is what he sold it for, and
Nice.
that's just crazy.
What
to, you know,
what area or what metaverse is it?
So it's actually a land in a game.
The Central
Right.
Land?
I don't know
I'm
which
just curious.
game. Hold on.
Which is it?
I'm trying to. I was just trying to see off the guy's tweet. It says Grand Cemetery. Let me look for Grand Cemetery.
So a huge there's going to be multiple metaverses. I don't fully believe one group of people or everybody will just be in like Sandbox. That's
Right.
one, or like the Central Land or Treeverse. It'll be multiple ones, just like us in real life like to go to different locations. Like I'll go to LA, San Diego, New York. You have to think about buying that digital real
Right.
estate
Right.
there.
So this is where it was from. Miranda's is an epic fantasy RPG set in a massive world ruled by 5-player monarchs. Yada yada yada. And if you go down, here's a storehouse, or like you can even buy like look at this, the Road to Adventure, piece 6 of 9. So like you buy all these little assets in the game, and I guess hold on to them until the game gets popular and sell them.
Yeah.
I guess I really don't know, but I mean that's what it seems like.
Yeah, so my approach with that would be looking first, like, is the game actually in play, or is there promotional items? Like, did they just create a YouTube channel like showing like, oh, this is the gameplay, but no one can go into it yet, or they're like, oh, it's still in development. I like to go, when it comes to metaverse lands and just metaverse like NFTs play. I like to make sure that the team is building. It's actually been there for a while. That's why I like Sandbox has been around for a while, and they're going to be re-releasing in 2022.
Is it the Sandbox?
The Sandbox?
Oh, here I see. Okay, let's pull that one up. So everybody can see Sandbox Collection. Community-driven platform where creators can monetize voxel assets and gaming experiences on the blockchain. So, wow, look at this. You can get a little unicorn, cute baby unicorn,
Yeah.
for only $55. Oh, look at this. It moves. This what? This is crazy.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so even if, say, you don't want to purchase that like land or the assets there, guess what? You could still gain exposure through buying their token, like Sand.
Oh, I see. Like just on like Coinbase or whatever, or wherever it's sold.
Yeah, wherever.
Well, you know what?
Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Well, I was gonna say, because we're still kind of on this metaverse thing. My feel about metaverse is, on the one hand, the analogy to me is very similar to where we are today with, let's say, YouTube, right? YouTube is the video platform. Yeah, you got Vimeo, you got TikTok, whatever. But when it comes to what most people are doing, it's YouTube. And I think the metaverse is going to end up being consolidated. And I don't know if it's Facebook, right? It's going to be somebody, but it's very much like in Ready Player One, IOI, right? You will have consolidation where it's cheaper to have one master company either acquire or run the entire thing. And that's the direction I think everything is always headed, right? You always end up with one Apple, Microsoft. Yeah, you have Linux, but really it's a two-player game between Apple and Windows. And I think with the metaverse, Facebook is making its bet early because they have like literally tens
They
and
have
tens of billion,
resources.
right, in the bank.
Yeah.
And they will build it out. And if they see someone with better
And they-
technology, they'll immediately just acquire it. Like
They
acquire
Well,
it
also-
Google does Google does the same
or
thing too.
Google, right.
Yeah.
And thinking about Facebook, they also own Oculus, which is a VR headset.
Yeah.
So imagine
Yes.
And
like,
it's badass.
Yes.
oh no,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I got one.
Yep.
Oculus is
It's so cool.
we have the Oculi. We have two of them, and they're fantastic.
I mean, it'll ultimately be Apple version of Oculus. Apple sees the same thing. Like, oh man, if Facebook gets there first, we have to supply the universe, the hardware. Same thing, right? So I see a battle between Apple, Google, and Facebook. And of the three, I think Apple has the most literal cash in the bank. But there will only be one winner because you see tribalism. Oh, I'm an Apple fan. I'm a Facebook fan, whatever. But I don't know,
Isn't
man.
that the point of like decentralization, though? Is that you know
Only if the
there's-
government steps in, but you see how far behind the government is.
I mean, right now there's a billion different platforms, coins, and all this shaking out. There's a lot of technology. People putting a lot of money behind a lot of different technology right now. It's crazy.
It's expensive, man. It's too expensive to. You know that YouTube operated on a loss until last year.
really?
What?
Google's been pouring money into YouTube all this time. It's been in the red. I think last year was the first time advertising fees finally rose above operating costs.
Really? Wow.
Amazon,
crazy.
right? It took them, and so this whole AR VR meta thing, it's going to be operating at a loss for a long time. Who has the cash to just
Yeah.
let it drain? For
I mean,
a
look
while?
here. Look, this is land in Sandbox. This is what you buy with your little coordinates.
It's like, yeah.
So it's actually huge. If you go to, let me see, you could actually see the land.
Hey, if you wanna put something up on the screen too, you can, Mike, and
Yeah,
we can
just
follow
hit
you.
Oh
around.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
let
Throw
us
it on the
know.
screen. We'll put it up. Absolutely.
Do you know how to do it?
No, I don't want to complicate it right now.
No worries.
If you go to sandbox.game, you could see the actual like map of like how huge it is. And well, obviously, actually, no, I'm not on my thing.
Is this part right here?
Yeah. So if you go to the map, like that small, like 1x1 is actually like huge.
Oh, that's like one of these little dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
That-
this white dot right here is one of those little parcels. The Walking Dead. What is this? This is crazy. Never been here before. So this is Sandbox. So this is the virtual. This is a metaverse right here.
Mhm.
Look at that. Look, there's even like the space between. This is. How do they go from one place to the other? They have to like.
So you would teleport. Actually, can you go back to where you just were? I just saw something that was interesting.
How much time do you
down
spend
here?
in this metaverse?
Scroll up. With this one,
Uh-huh.
I haven't spent any yet. It's not like it's not open yet, but people are
I
still
see.
building.
Kind of like
and they're
the
buying
early
and they're
days.
buying land. So
They're
I get,
Binance logo? That's horrible.
Yeah, so if you see like, big companies already there, like in different communities, once that opens up, it's like
look,
people
there's
will
Tesla,
go there.
Atari.
Okay. Go by Atari really quick.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
That just above there. I think you could zoom in. Zoom in a bit more. I'm about to drop some alpha.
I suddenly
There-
long for the days of
There's a
Ready Player
logo
One.
right there in the middle, that top left of the Atari. It says Land Vault.
Yes.
I would definitely pay attention to what they're doing, because they have all these lands there, and they have a solid team for voxel art and building out different metaverses. So if I can't just get exposure to one place, they are ones that I've been following that is making a play for all the different types of metaverses. So they don't
This is kind
just
of tripping me out here.
yeah, they don't just own that specific land. They're like all over the map in
Land
Sandbox. Yeah.
View
That
lands.
is funny. And it looks like Sim City until they build something, huh?
I mean, clearly it would seem to me that if you just wanted some land, like I would be like, oh, let me get this little plot right here next to Atari.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, is that how it works? Does that even make sense?
No, it totally does, because just like in real life, real estate, what's the biggest thing is
Location,
location,
Beachfront property, right?
Yeah.
Beach, yeah, where's the damn beach?
You just want to be next to just be next to Tesla. You're good.
Now, wait.
next
Okay,
to
so
Tesla.
so this brings up a existential question. The reason you go into the metaverse is so you could have beachfront property, because you're flat broke in the real world. You go to the metaverse, so you could actually live on the beach. If you go there and they throw you in the meta version of a trailer park, well, that's like my life here. Why would I go in there, end up in a digital trailer park again? Right?
Well,
So I
this
don't understand.
you could also mine, and like whatever goods that come from your land, you could sell that, and that's revenue right there.
Okay.
I forgot the guy's name, and I have to like reach out to him, but he has a BAYC. He has a Board Ape Yacht Club. Around April or May time frame, he was, he didn't have one yet, but he was in Decentraland, and in Decentraland you could just mine. You're basically you're in the game like Fortnite mining. You have a pick, and he was able to mine enough to like buy a shirt, or have a shirt that he sold on the secondary market, and he only needed $100 to like buy a Bored Ape Yacht Club. He asked somebody random, "Hey, can I borrow one?" And the guy was just like, "Yeah, I know you're good for it. Don't know each other, but you're in the community." He sold his NFT shirt that from mining, had that $100, and bought a Bored Ape Yacht Club. Like, even if you're not in that one, but how many other NFT projects has that potential? And spending time in the metaverse, I think it's just going to increase.
Now, how long do we have, Mike, for? I know you're in Japan, so what's our timeline right today, China? Did we tell Mike how long we're gonna have him on?
I no, actually I didn't. So
I was
if
gonna
it's,
say.
if it's all
Yeah,
good,
John, I
yeah,
still have work, man.
I know, right?
I
mean,
yeah.
we can probably cut it off right now, or in an hour, or
Or an hour
we've
and
done
two, right?
Yeah.
I gotta go on soon too, so maybe a few more minutes.
A few
Yeah.
minutes. Okay, I wanted
You
to
want-
make one comment real quick about the ape anything. I just discovered what an ape was, and I don't know if this is in connection with what you're seeing as the theme of ape in the NFT world, but I did not realize that the people on Reddit who call themselves apes are the ones who are normal everyday investors, because the Wall Street tycoons call everyday investors stupid like apes. And they took that and they're like, you know what? That's what we are. We're the ape investors. They're the ones that moved AMC and GameStop. And so they coined themselves as apes. Is that where this ape theme is coming from? Like the everyday guy making money? I didn't know if there was a connection there.
No, so aping would be more a terminology of just like being in my opinion, being a degenerate, and like, I'm just gonna ape into this project.
They're just gonna jump in. I'm gonna
I'll do
toss
my
in-
research.
I'll just
Okay.
toss in my 10 grand and
Yeah.
not even like look at like anything else. I just
Shoot
ape
first,
into it.
ask questions last.
Right.
That sounds like
that's
us.
the
All right.
feeling I got. You know what's
Yeah.
interesting? The DJ one that I bought a lot of. I'm actually doing their Fridays, their live stream. So I
Nice.
DJ here into their Discord server, and then he's like, "Hey, we bought some parcels, so I'm going to show you this.
Nice.
This is the
Crypto
this
voxels.
is the club that they have." right? And so every degenerate holder can come here and see where it says web browser, right? That's where I will be DJing
That's
on here,
awesome.
Nice. All right. All
right?
right.
And then everybody with their NFTs, they're here on the dance floor, or they're like, you know, in this, you know, whatever, in one of these rooms down here. But this is like a virtual, you know, location where everybody walks around in their NFT. And, you know, and when I stream on Twitch, it tells people in the Discord that I'm streaming and to go here, you know, if they're holders of the NFT. So there's a lot of crazy stuff, man, happening.
Yeah, I mean, you remember that I told you this one in the beginning. I was like, dude, you DJing like your live sets, like do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congrats on that, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked. And they were actually you know, stoked to find me being in the community, in their Discord and stuff. And they, you know, I just posted links in the music section to some of my DJ streams, and they're like, hey, do you want to like be our host? And there was like, you know, there was like a interview format, so we'd interview this producer, I'd play some music, interview this guy, and then play another like half an hour of music or whatever. But then some of our guests started like dropping out, not showing up, so we ended up it's just me playing music for like an hour. I was like, oh, okay.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
When is it? And it's in Sonium space, it looks like.
Yeah. That, well, I don't know about the if we're gonna start using this yet, but they just got all that like squared away. But so far right now it's just in the Discord, and it's like Fridays at like 8 p.m. Pacific, you know, that kind of, so probably tough for you to make it.
No, that's so rad though, man.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. So and they also did the first virtual clubbing event with Amnesia, which is a huge club in Ibiza, right? And so they had it in, you know, partnership with this Degenerates clubbing edition NFT project. So it's really crazy just to see like how much is happening. And like if you go to Amnesia, the actual club in Ibiza, and you show your NFT to the bartenders, you get a free drink. So there's like these
I love that. Yeah.
right?
I love it.
So yeah, crazy stuff, man. I don't know what's happening.
You've
I just wanna
technically
be a part of it.
DJ'd in Amnesia now, right?
Oh, I didn't do that event. I didn't do that event.
I know, but if they do something
Yeah.
like that again, you're like, oh snap.
Oh yeah, I can put that on. Yeah, I broadcasted into Amnesia. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, man.
Nice,
so
nice.
It's pretty crazy, I gotta say. And
Can I
very
ask you guys
interesting.
a question? Yeah. What was your first NFT? FOMO, Brandon.
I'm still.
Shout out.
I don't have any yet.
I haven't bought
Dude,
one yet.
what?
That's why
Okay.
you're here. That's why
I'm the
you're
only
here.
idiot that bought one.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
you want to see the very
Mike, you
first
put me
one?
on something. Put me on something at the ground level that you got. I'm
Right.
there. I'm down. I got.
But
You know,
skills, man.
I would just I mean, now that I know you're a KD, Steph Curry fan,
There you go.
I would just slowly check out like a centralized one with NBA Top Shot. If once you set yours up, let me know. I'll send you one of my Top Shot moments.
Dude, I'll get LaMelo Ball, man. If he's hanging out, dude, I'll get his. He's a young star.
Oh, LaMelo is like 4,000, man.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like anything, you know, like
Yeah.
KD will probably screw it up by just being like, "That's lame," you know. Like,
Yeah.
I got to get someone that's like into it. Like LaMelo's driving around in his Bentleys. I like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I would check that one out just to get your feet wet with something centralized, especially like there you might, you know, like you said, you might like the certain players and everything. I'll send you the discounted ball and send you Alonzo.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like I would put $4,000 if I, you know. If
Oh yeah.
I would get a LaMelo thing for $4,000. I would guarantee he's going to start becoming an all-star, and that's going to be worth money, dude. He's a baller, dude.
Yeah.
Here's my first
He's
one.
been fun to watch.
This is the first one I got. It just
Nice.
happened to
Okay.
be a DJ theme, and I minted it, so it was only $200. So that was the first one, and I guess it kind of looks like me with blonde hair. I don't know,
Yeah.
but and it does have like music and like, you know, the lights are black and all that kind of,
Oh.
like, nonsense. So I mean, you know, whatever. I was just like,
Getting
oh, okay,
down.
this is it. Now I have a lot. Well, not a whole lot, but like, you know, from different projects, you know, like these little fuzzy mint ones. These things like hop up and down, and I don't know, look kind of weird and kind of cool. This is
Yeah.
probably one of the newest ones. I was in their Discord for a while, and they finally released, and I think it's point zero
Thermos.
0.08. Yeah. Yeah. See, they don't even have like a check mark yet. Um, and this floor price is less than the mint price. It was point zero 0.05. So
Eternals sounds familiar to me, so that's a good
yeah.
thing. Like,
So they get,
I'll look into it.
yeah. So there's that one. And then yeah. Oh, these angels, like I got 3 of them. And then when you get one, you get to claim a guardian for every one.
So here, these angels
Yeah.
actually look pretty good, right? So this is one where you bought for the art, right, Chana?
Yes, yes. Like this is the first one I got, and like, I don't know if you can see that. Can
What, is she
you see the close?
topless? What is that?
No, not yet.
You gotta pay more to get that one.
Yeah. So
That's-
so I ended up also doing a promotion with them on my YouTube channel. That's why I have so many of them in the Guardians, because I got 2 for
Oh,
free.
you have
technic-
Animatus too.
Oh yeah,
that one.
I got to animate us because they're coming out with like a video game. Although I bought it at double the price. So I bought it when it was at like $1,500, and that was the most I spent on an NFT. And I'm like, oh shit, this is a lot of money. And then it went down in price, so now I'm just waiting. There's this thing which was 0.05, and it's like a cyberpunk. It's like a video game. So these are the characters in the video game. I was like, oh okay, let's grab some of these things. You know, I grabbed 3 of them before they revealed and stuff like that. I don't even know who sent me this. Oh, Decentraland wearables. Oh, I got a free wearable this is for the,
The DJ one probably.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
awesome,
yeah.
man.
yeah. They also sent this Bored Ape, this one. I got this guy for free. because
Wait,
I
is that
was-
a board yacht ape or a different board ape?
It's a Bored Ape DGen. So like the DJ people and the Bored Ape people got together and made this. This is one where there's like 300 of them, and
I don't
there's
th-
like so many owners.
Yeah. That one's probably someone has that and they used it as a
As a derivative or whatever.
derivative,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because BAYC is very like particular with making sure like who they're like.
I was going to ask you about
You
that.
know?
So technically, the owner of that image is allowed to do whatever he wants, but not by putting board ape. The board yacht ape people kind of lost control over their branding, didn't they? I mean, it's kind of like
Yeah, so
right?
they'll make sure like, hey, we want to make sure you guys know that this is not an official partner one because, there'll be bad actors. That's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is BAYC, but it's not. You want to make
Right.
sure to look out for official
So,
announcements.
Technodad has this. He cannot show up to the board yacht ape
No.
party.
No, not that one.
No, this is not part of that situation, unfortunately. But yeah. Weird stuff. And like some people will be like, hey, drop your public address and we'll send you something. So like this whole top row is stuff that people sent me. But they're all like, again, there's like 3,000 of this exact same one, and I'm one of these 1,200 owners. Right. And you see the current price is $3, so it's not like anything fantastic.
Yeah.
You know?
Not like life changing. So
Yeah,
what about
yeah.
you, FOMO? Are you thinking of buying one?
See, this is the thing. That's why you're on, Mike. Like you said, what am I looking at? The art, obviously, but then now I have to look at the community and the dimensions of where this is going. Because if I just focus on the art, I would probably not buy any of the stuff that was there. Not
Look-
because it's bad art.
Like this
but,
guy.
you know,
Look at this guy.
It's got to speak to me.
Okay, I got you that FOMO. Go.
Okay.
Let's check out Nifty Gateway.
Nifty.
NIFT or NFT?
I'm sorry, on the web browser. It's a website.
So Nifty Gateway, yeah. Put it
Yeah.
up. Let's see what this is. Because
NIFTY.
I haven't
Gateway.
even opened my OpenSea account yet. I've been kind of just watching Chana do all this stuff and making him flip stuff and watching him lose and make money.
So they're a platform that has curated artists and also verified drops. So it's actual like
Wow.
artists, like don't think about community and all that other
Right.
extra items, but just look at like the art and seeing like which ones you might like.
Interesting. Okay. So these are like what are real NFTs that, like you said, forget the community. I'm just an artist. What do I know about building a Discord community, right? Okay.
Yeah. So me personally, like I have some over here. I moved it out, but this is a great one if you want to look at like artists and going through their curated drops. Like between like NBA Top Shot and Nifty Gateway, that's kind of like where I got my start.
Interesting. See,
Yeah.
I like the NBA because that has images. Oh, that's like, wow, that was a meme. That was Michael Jordan dunking, his famous dunk or whatever. Okay, those we know, right? But then outside of that, I'm just so, I don't feel the connection like Chuna feels. I mean, for me, it's like purely speculatory. But now you're saying, okay, there's actual art that you would buy and print and own because that's just art, right?
Yeah. So even if it's not like just art, there's like I mentioned earlier, the gaming aspect of it.
Okay.
Do you play any video games?
So let's say Overwatch, right? I play Overwatch with my kids. Now, if they gave me an NFT skin that is uniquely mine, I'm shocked that Overwatch isn't throwing out NFT skins that you could buy, right?
Yeah. Well, a lot of these companies are still very hesitant on NFTs. That's why I mentioned like you
Right.
guys are early.
Yeah.
China, if you want to pull up my gallery, you could go gallery.so.
Where just
Slap.
in this search bar?
Not in the search bar, but just a new page so you guys could see.
OpenSea.io/gallery.
No, just gallery.so slash ayomiko.
Okay, well,
Sorry, AYYOMICO.
huh? Oh, I'm gonna.
Oh, that was a rug pull right there.
Here, drop the link in the private chat onto the right,
Yeah.
and then okay. Oh, there was two Y's. That's why. Dudooch. That's why. Okay. So this
So
is
this-
what you got.
Yeah, so that's some of the ones that I got, and I like to curate it. Like, I like to look at
wait,
it through
so-
there, then OpenSea.
Is that your
Oh,
logo? Because I saw your logo. That is yours. That's why you made a logo out of that, right? That first
Which-
ape, the first image of that ape. That's your
Oh,
logo.
this is his Bored Ape.
No, so that's my Bored Ape.
Right, that's your Bored Ape. That's why you're using it, right? Because you're like, hey, you know what? This is a vanity plate. This is worth this much
Exactly.
now. If I
It's-
sold this,
it's
I could
the
buy a
flex.
Ferrari.
It's the flex, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Okay, so this is like a little gallery that
Yeah.
looks a little bit better than OpenSea. Oh, you got two World of Women, Stoner Cats.
Interesting.
Hey, you got
indeed.
quite a few. Oh, look at that Boss Logic one. Looks dope.
Yeah, so Nifty
Oh,
Gateway
look
has
at
that
that.
one.
Look at that. See, this is an awesome NFT. Look at that thing.
Wow. So this must have been done with the permission of the Mamba, right? Because obviously that's his likeness.
Yeah.
So this has to, because it's an
So
official
his
image.
estate.
Yeah, his
has
estate,
to have-
right? Or his
yeah.
wife or whoever, right? So, but yeah, it's very cool.
Yeah, so that's why like on Nifty Gateway, like I got that one from there. Just a
Huh.
different spot to like look at.
Well,
NFT.
Oh,
Yes.
I was gonna pick up one of these guys, the Emu Degens.
I'm a DGen. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Okay. Now, last question before you leave. Degen appears to be a theme. So we have ape as a theme, and you explained that. Degenerate. What does this mean? Where did it come from? And why is it so pervasive as a theme in the NFT space?
Because if you think about like traditional space, they're not going to say, like they'll just quickly dismiss NFTs and cryptocurrency as a
Right.
fad.
Right.
Like, oh, Bitcoin's a fad. Well, it's been 13 years, I want
Ah,
to say.
yeah.
Or like Ethereum's like 6 years. Like, if it's a fad, it's still here. There's a lot of people building into this space. Where Web 2.0, like, there's a lot of items that, we could right click copy, right click save, but like with Web 3, you actually have ownership of that digital good. So someone will always say like, oh, I could just save that. Well, try selling it in secondary market. Like, I doubt you'll be able to sell
Well,
that.
Gary Vaynerchuk said it in one of some. clip
There's
I saw.
another influencer, right? He just
Yeah.
drops your name and
He's like, if you're in front of a mansion and you take a picture of yourself in front of this mansion and say, "Yo, that's mine," it's not. You can't buy the mansion. You can't sell it. You can't buy it. You don't have any ownership.
Yeah.
It's that ownership that really makes things different. And yes, you totally can. You can go right click save as, like, you know, whatever. Any of our YouTube videos, you can go type in the URL into paste it somewhere and you could download the video. You know, doesn't make it yours, right? But you can do all of that. So it is kind of a crazy thing. So all right, Mike, let's hear
Yeah.
it, buddy.
We need to have you on
what's-
again, Mike. I love it.
What's your biggest flip? What was your biggest flip? Purchase price, sale price.
So purchase price was 0.07 ETH,
Okay.
and then I sold it at 100x at 7.5 ETH.
Not bad at all. Now, had you held on to it and sold it today, would you make more?
A lot more.
So why did you sell it at the time? You just needed the money, or you just wanted to see?
Wait, what did you say, Brandon?
Oh, you're off.
Oh,
Hey,
you're muted,
mute,
bro.
mute, buddy.
You're muted.
I was gonna say, what is it at now?
It's a Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Oh,
So it was a BAYC. But so here's the thing, is like I was fine with that play knowing that I had my main one. Yeah, I had two. And when it 100x, I saw other plays I wanted to make. So
okay, there you go.
it came at that cost. And I'm fine with the plays that I made. I love it. But like to see the price, I'm all like, okay, only look forward. If I keep looking back, like, if I still had it, it's going to prevent me into seeing other opportunities in the market.
Well, you're diversifying. It's like selling Bitcoin to buy Ethereum just to diversify your crypto holdings. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that's probably my biggest flip. If I could do it again, would I do it? Probably not, just because I know what I know.
Not knowing now, yeah, right.
what is it, like, what is the actual cost of that one now? Do you know?
Oh, God. Well, the floor price, like we said earlier, it was like 34 ETH. Yeah, 34 ETH.
So maybe another 50x or
150,000
so.
or something.
Yeah.
And you sold it for 7, right?
7.5.
7.5. Okay.
So
Yeah.
another 5 times.
So
Not-
at
not to rub it
100x.
in. 100x. Hey,
Yeah.
But like what you told me is when you're going into these things, you have to have an exit strategy. Otherwise, you're just going to continue to hold it, and then you're like, oh crap, it went down. Oh, I'll wait for it to come back up. Oh, it's not going up. It's going continuing to go down.
Yeah.
It's like it's one of those things, right? So would you say like, okay, I'm going to buy this for whatever 0.08 Ethereum. If it 10x's, cool, I'm out, right? And then you just leave it alone. You don't look it up. You don't do anything else, right?
Yeah.
well, it's like fine art. People sell their Monets all the time, and they know it's going to go up. They just want to sell their Monet and collect other art, right? So
Yeah.
it would be the
Yeah,
same.
there's one that I like was airdropped to me, and I was like, oh, I don't really like the vibe. Like, I don't like the art as much. It was free, and I sold it at 0.08 ETH, about $300 at this time. And then I like looked at it. The floor price is 1.5 ETH right now, and I'm just like, God, I got that for free.
And it would have been like an $8,000.
Yeah, and then my dumbass was just like, oh, I don't like it. Let me just sell it. Like, no, you know what? I got it for free. I'm just gonna hold it. Like, now I switch back and forth with being I'm always going to be a long-term holder, but if I need liquidity because there's other projects I like and I know like I could do a bigger play, I'll start flipping items. You know?
Again,
But-
not investment advice, folks.
Yeah.
Just an art collector
Just-
trying to
just
get more art.
Entertainment. I did one flip. It was very lame. It was I bought it for 300, sold it for 600, doubled my money, but I got to see and it took about a month for the floor price to rise, and then I was just like, oh, let me put this up for floor price, and then it sold in a day. So, I think it was one of those silly goats.
I
Yeah,
have to
some sort of
say,
goat.
Mike, this is one of my favorite live streams so far because you've added so much from the dimension of a person helping a consumer. So you've definitely served your purpose, and we're going to have to talk to you again and again and again.
Yeah,
So
maybe when you're in the States and not in Japan.
Oh yeah, why are you? How long are you going to stay in Japan? Is
Oh,
this
so
long term?
yeah, I'm in the Navy. That's why I'm out here in Japan and everything.
Got
you
it.
know, hopefully we'll be able to do IRL events. I remember Chana in Vid Summit, like they were just grinding out like podcast episodes downstairs. I remember.
Yeah, in the lobby.
in the
Yeah,
lobby.
did like 5 podcasts, like different guests. Boom, 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 boom,
Crazy,
boom, boom, boom.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You might end up in San Diego, right?
So,
Navy being
yeah,
what it is.
hopefully. Well, it was definitely an honor, and I appreciate you guys' time. And
Thank
you guys
you,
gotta
man.
let me know which ones you buy. FOMO, Brandon, let me know which one
Well,
you're
well, now I'm
first.
looking at the community. Now I can't help it. You made me like FOMO the community.
So now he's like, well, I can't buy anything until I do some more research.
Right.
So he's gonna take even longer.
Well, that's why I have my channel. Is like I want to be able to like cut that research process down and only like here's projects that I've done more extensive research. Obviously, not financial advice, but it's worth checking out.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out Mike's channel, it's MDNFT, and the links down in the description box.
MDNFT. There you go.
MDNFT, isn't that right?
There you go.
I think so.
Yeah,
is.
I changed the
Okay.
name. I know my handle's still Mike Damaso.
Yeah, but it's all good. Well, thank you so much, Mike. Don't hit that leave studio, but for everybody that was watching in and out, we thank you so much. This is the NFT playbook. So for you guys wanting to get into it, not knowing what it is, come here because you're learning along with us. And we got, special guests like Mike. We'll probably have some more NFT developers on, and maybe we'll invite some of the people from the YouTube NFT space to join in. And as far as this broadcast is concerned, we are out. Have a good one.